Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man at your services. How are you all? Hope you're doing very, very well. Now, in the last video I did about the unboxing of the Thing 4K UHD, wow, and by the way, mine worked a treat, so happy bunny here. I did mention about the final trailer for Halloween Kills dropping yesterday. I have seen it, I've seen it once, and I did tell you that it was fantastic. And I thought, well, because I've got this swanky dual camera thing on this fantastic new phone, why don't we do a proper reaction to it and then have a little chat about it afterwards? Well, why not? So, come on, let's go and do it. Let's go and do that right now. Okay, right, so now you can see me and you can see what's going to be the Halloween Kills final trailer. This does give a little bit more of what you've seen in the other trailers and the teasers and the numerous TV spots. So it shows a lot of stuff from different angles, but it also shows some more scenes where now we can clearly see what's going to transpire in some of these sequences. And wow, it's pretty cool. So forgive me while I reach around here to go and turn this trailer on, but let's have a little look. I'll turn the sound up as well. Okay, don't look at my nostrils.
What are you guys doing out here? It's Halloween. We've been trick-or-treating.
That's Lindsay.
Alone? There's a creepy man in a white mask. Where? And he keeps like trying to play hide and seek with us. Where did you see him?
That's creepy, isn't it? Peekaboo!
Run! Go home now!
She looks really hot. Now there's Nurse Marion. Nancy Stevens. And she's going through exactly what happened to it in the first film in 1978. The exact same thing.
We killed Michael. My grandmother set the fire.
No one told you.
There's Sheriff Dickhead with a big hat and does nothing else.
A man couldn't have survived that fire.
Exactly. He's not a man.
40 years ago, the boogeyman came for us.
Boogeyman.
We are the survivors
Boogeyman.
of Michael Myers.
Lori, what do we do?
We
Lonnie.
fight. Mom, our family will kill him.
We're gonna hunt him down and we're gonna put an end to this. He's not gonna stop killing until we stop him.
If you track Michael's victims, that's a straight line to Michael's childhood home.
So is he cutting a swathe through Haddonfield just to go home again?
He's coming for me, but I'm coming for him.
Still reckon that's the final shot when she's going to be leaving the hospital for the final movie. Ooh. Ooh.
You wanna kill someone? Take me! Michael!
I want to take his mask off and see the life leave his eyes.
It's Donald Pleasance underneath. And did you see Donald Pleasance in there? Well, let's go back and watch it again. Let's do it all over again. Because we have a flashback to 1978. Presumably Michael Myers' arrest after being shot off the balcony and that back-breaking fall. I shot him 6 times. I shot him in the heart.
And he keeps like trying to play hide and seek with us. Where did
If you look, you'll see an epic shot of Haddonfield's finest, all surrounding Michael outside the Myers house. Standing there with a bloody knife, and you've got Sam Loomis on the porch behind him. I'll discuss this bit in a bit. This bit in a bit. Hair coming off.
We killed Michael. My grandmother set the fire.
You can't kill the boogeyman.
Tell me what?
Michael Myers is alive.
A man couldn't have survived that fire. 40 years ago, the boogeyman came for us. We are the survivors of Michael Myers.
Lori, what do we do?
We fight. Mom, we're family. We'll kill
Fuck
him.
him
We're gonna
up.
hunt him down and we're gonna put an end to this. He is not gonna stop
Evil
killing
dies
until we
tonight.
stop him.
If you track Michael's victims, that's a straight line to Michael's childhood home.
Of course, I don't know if you've spotted, there is a flashback again to Michael Myers in 1963 in the clown costume, having killed his sister.
He's coming for me, but I'm coming
Judith.
for him.
Someone falling to their death there. A leg breakage there.
You wanna kill someone? Take me! Michael!
Okay. So that's the shot there
Take his mask off
of the
and
little
see the life of
young
his eyes.
Mikey Myers having killed his sister and clearly waiting for the police to come and pick him up, I think. Okay folks, there we go. Now, we'll discuss it. I'll just go back to normal kind of viewing. So, what do you think? That was the final trailer for Halloween Kills. Oh, wow. Shit hot, wasn't it? It really is. It was a good trailer, that. They've all been good trailers, I think, and good TV spots. I mean, they've had plenty of time to get all this together. We should have had all this last year, and this should be old hat by now. We should all have the 4K UHD copies of Halloween Kills. We should be sick to death of it. And then we're waiting for, Halloween Ends. That's what we should be doing right now. But anyway, we all know what happened, what got in the way. But that is a really good trailer. What it does, it shows a lot of what we've seen before, but from different angles and slightly more maybe expanded versions, a bit of an extra slant on many scenes we've seen before. But it also gives a little bit of a narrative thrust as well. You've got the returning Lonnie. Lonnie, get your ass away from there. You've got him coming back, and together with the law, he's like got the map out. He's cutting his way back to his old house, back to the old Myers house. Why? Why is he doing that? Does Michael even care about that? Well, apparently he does. And you've got in the previous trailer, you've got the whole line about he's transcending, says Laurie. And I like that. I know I'm talking about that a bit because for me, he is not a man. He's always been a supernatural being. And I mean, you've got hints of this. I know Blumhouse and David Gordon Green and all this mob have been saying, no, he's just a man. He's a 61-year-old man who can be shot, and shot again, set on fire, hit by cars, hit by trucks, fall off buildings, back-breaking falls, be stabbed. No, fingers blown off, his face shot into, and still carry on going. Shut up. Just shut up. So at least you've got that line in the previous trailer about he's transcending, and now he's working his way back to the house. Something's happening, and you've got that big sheriff dickhead with his massive big stupid hat, Yosemite Sam hat on, who's done absolutely sod all so far. He kind of reminds me of Idris Elba in Prometheus, if you can't be with the one you love the one that you're with, and all that. And he just leaves those two dickheads in the alien temple. Oh, by the way, there's an alien life form out there. Sensors have picked it up. Good luck tonight, boys. And then walks off. Anyway, but he strikes me as a similar sort of character. Absolutely friggin' useless. Hopefully he might do something in this movie. He might go up against Mano a Maiko. Who knows? And try, well, you've got a big silly mask. I've got a big silly hat. Who knows? But he says, he survived. Michael Myers survived that fire. And Laurie's going, no man could survive that fire. Because he's not a man. Loomis told us that way back. This is not a man. So, but you see the masks of these, which we've seen in so many other trailers as well. And you got that great scene of the kids. What are you doing out here? It's Halloween. And there's a man in a white mask trying to play hide and seek with us. And she turns around, and of course that's Lindsay from the original movie. Turns around, and she looks amazing, doesn't she? And there's Michael with a bloody knife. She's like, run! So already she knows. So what's going on is the Haddonfield militia, the hospital, Haddonfield Memorial, they've already sort of organised, and you've got a different shot of them in sort of the car parking lot. Car park, we call it in the UK, but it's parking a lot in America. And they're all like, yeah, evil dies tonight, you know, and all this kind of stuff. And it looks good, it does look good. You've got that crazy shot of someone clearly falling off the top of the hospital, and the hands just going, whoa, it looks like a female's hands, fingernails. So that looks interesting. Has he just pitched a nurse off the top? I don't know. So you've got the, speaking of nurses, you've got the sexy nurse from Halloween 2018 with the red stockings on and hair fella in the car with Nancy Stevens, Nurse Marion from the 1978 version, original. And what I like but also don't like is that one of the great sequences in the original movie is where Michael escapes. Since we're going to let them roam around at night, pull up to the main gate. Do it now! Says Donald Pleasance, Sam Loomis. And like while he goes to the phone in the lashing down rain, lit up by the red tail lights, you see Michael Myers without the mask leap on top of the car. And she hears him, winds the window down, and his hand comes in, oh my God. And then she manages to get away to the other side. And then Michael Myers' hand comes down. And you know, yeah, we know there's a big spanner, a wrench taped to his hand. So when he goes on the passenger side window, it breaks it obviously. But she manages to get out, he nicks the car. Now in this sequence again, an aftermath of the kids in the park on the merry-go-round with the nurse with the red stockings on, and you've got Nurse Marion returning again. Who I love to see her again. She's great. She's in a few John Carpenter movies as well before this. But the same thing happens. You see Michael Myers in the mask leap up, lit up by the red tail lights, bobble round on the roof. They've got a gun this time, and the hand comes down again, smashes the glass again. And he grabs it, and this time a big clump of hair comes out of his scalp. But we know, no spoilers, we know that he kills her and the other two because their bodies are seen with the masks on. Two of them are on the merry-go-round, and Nurse Marion's hanging from a tree by the looks of things. So we know that they die. But what gets me is, although it's a great little callback to the original movie, to a great, tremendously spellbinding, suspenseful sequence. But so, you're telling me that you've brought back Nancy Stevens to go through the exact same thing that she went through in the first movie. So her entire dealings, because don't forget, we've not got Halloween 2 from 1981, which she is in that, and she's the one that delivers the revelation to Dr. Loomis that, you know, that Strode girl, that's Michael Myers' sister. She's the one that broke that news to Dr. Samuels. But I saw everything. No, they kept this hidden. You didn't see this. I still love that movie. I still love Halloween 2. And I've said many times, there was a way of keeping Halloween 2 in this entire timeline by just saying, because they had the throwaway line in Halloween 2018. They say, wasn't it? It's meant to be his sister or something like that. And they go, no, that the press just made that up. Well, exactly. Why not keep that in? And then that whole thing could have worked. Oh, I don't know. Don't get me started again. But I definitely think that that is a bit too painful and a bit too on the nose to bring Nancy Stevens back to play the exact same role and go through the exact same thing. That's beyond being an Easter egg. That's just... Couldn't that have been somebody else it happened to? Why has it got to be her? So in this timeline, all she's done is be attacked in a car the exact same way. Only this time she loses because she's got a gun and click, uh-oh, empty. I'm just nitpicking. I love the fact that that's there. I think it's a great looking sequence, but I'm just questioning. Really, you're gonna bring her back just to do the exact same thing? Okay, you could argue that well, you brought Jamie Lee Curtis back and all the others back to be menaced and harassed by Michael Myers all over again. But there's a lot more to it than that. You're bringing one character back to do the exact same thing, only this time to die. So I don't know, but I do think it looks spectacular. The violence in it, even we are not seeing anything like what the film really has to offer. And I know a few other bits that are in it, and I'm not saying. I don't know everything. I do not know everything. I've made a massively strong point to avoid spoilers, but I was inadvertently told a couple of things, and I went, "Oh shit!" Ooh. But they were more of actual kills than anything revelatory. Now, it's a popular thing now for people to talk about Halloween kills and like what they think is going to happen, and I've done that as well. But I definitely think that is it Karen, which would be Laurie's daughter, and you've got Alison, who's the granddaughter. That's Karen's daughter. I think Karen will die in this. I think other people have said this as well, but I think I kind of gathered that anyway, right from the word go. I thought she was gonna die, and there's a terrific sort of leg breaking moment, and the brutality of this movie definitely seems to be amped up. I don't just mean like knife thrusts and throats being slashed and fluorescent tubes being shoved in people's throats and that. Like, I don't just mean stuff like that. You've got Michael smashing his hand through a window and grabbing that woman's head and smashing her head against the other side. You've got the leg breaking full and the head being smashed against the banister. You've got that sort of violence. But what I do like about it, and it harkens a little bit back to what I've just been talking about, that sequence where you see him lit up in the back of the tail lights of the car, which I've got misgivings about who it's happening to. But I like the fact that Michael does appear to be. There's a bit of trickery. The guy in the white mask is playing hide and seek with us. There is that trickery there. There's a hint that Cameron is going to be impaled to a wall, a bit like Bob. What's the matter, Bob? Can I get your ghost, Bob? No? Oh yeah, you can. Into the kitchen wall. There's a hint of that. So there's a lot more of Michael Myers being the Michael Myers, the shape that we always know and love. The fact that you're bringing back Lindsay, Tommy, and Lonnie, and everybody, Sheriff Brackett, Lee Brackett as well, Charles Cyphers, who I think you do see in this. I think there's a shot of him in a crowd sequence in the hospital. I will say again that I don't think Laurie will do much in this movie. I think when you see her with the knife, I'm going to tear that mask off his face, and I'm going to see the life, leave his eyes and all that. That's how the film's going to end. She's going to hear that maybe her daughter Karen has been killed. My supposition here, and then she's going to pick up the knife from the hospital. It's a bloodied knife. Why is it a bloodied knife? Because Michael Myers, to this music, Rampage by John Carpenter, Cody Carpenter, and Daniel Davis, the second release track of their awesome sounding score for Halloween Kills is called Rampage. And I said before when I reviewed this track that I reckon this is Michael going on an absolute kill crazy rampage through Haddonfield Memorial. So I reckon that knife is Michael's knife, and Laurie will pick that knife up, and like she hears about her daughter's been killed, or maybe that she's in jeopardy, and that's it. Right, tonight it ends. Michael, I'm coming for you. She's got the knife and she's going to walk off, and that's how the film's going to end, I think. But we definitely see his mask being sort of pulled away from his face. Whether we see his face, we know that whether it's this one, God, I can't remember now. Is it this one or the next one where you're going to see his face a bit more? No, it's this one, isn't it? God, should have made notes, shouldn't I? Should have made notes. Which one of you told me to make notes, didn't you? It was you, wasn't it? Boney. I think it's this one where you do see without the mask a little bit, because you see the mask on the floor, don't you, as well? And obviously it's Karen. No, it's Alison, the granddaughter, who's got the mask, and she's like teasing him with the mask. So it's definitely this one where his mask comes off and we possibly do see his face. Now the other great sequence, of course, is the harkback, the flashback to 1978, where you see Michael is outside the Myers house. Sam Loomis is on the porch behind him, Now, I really hope they nail that voice. I hope they get a really good Donald Pleasance impersonator. I think, really, you could actually not even use someone else. You could actually cobble together bits of dialogue from Donald Pleasance from all the other movies to make some kind of dialogue, and it would be Donald Pleasance's voice. You could do that. He's not going to say a great deal because it's only going to be a flashback, isn't it? But he's there on the porch, and you've got Michael stood in front. He's already been shot off the balcony, and he's made his way back from the house at the end of Halloween 1978 to his house, and you've got a big cortege, a firing squad of Haddonfield's finest, who most of them got killed throughout all the other Halloween movies, but they're all there and they've got the guns trained on him, and Loomis is behind him. It's a great shot. It's a great shot. It is not the original mask. They are, and I understand why, because the mask in this movie is meant to be it's dishevelled. Of course, in this version, it's got a bullet hole in the side of it. It's all burnt down one side. But that mask it's meant to be older. It's meant to be the same mask from 1978, but just weathered and worn and dishevelled after many years of no stalking and slashing. Just kept in a cupboard somewhere, in a police evidence file. So it's kind of taken from that look, not the original 1978 with Nick Castle inside the old Don Post, Captain Kirk, William Shatner mask. But it looks great though. So that's a great shot. But flashback wise as well, as I pointed out, you've got a flashback to 1963, which is even better. And I did not expect that. But I clocked it right away and I thought, I had to watch it again. I was like, is that? It is. In the window of the Myers house, you've got young Michael Myers in the clown costume, presumably without the little clown mask on, presumably without having just killed Judith, his sister, and his parents have arrived, and he's out on the garden, and they took the mask off, and they go, Michael, yeah. So I think that's sort of like he's in the house, and they're waiting for the police to arrive. But that is a great moment. I did not expect to see something like that. But it's wonderful with that little, because at that age he looks so innocent. That's one of the shocking things about the original Halloween movie, is when that mask comes off and we see who the killer is, and it's just a little boy with lovely blonde hair and innocent blue eyes, and you're like, what? Really? And that's one of the shocks of the movie. So that's a great little bit there, and the two flashbacks look impressive. I'm pleased that they're there. I just wonder, where does that flashback of this 1963 come from? I can understand the flashback to 78, the capture. Someone will be saying, because obviously we know that, what's his name? Sheriff, Deputy, Will Patton from 2018, who gets run over by Dr. Sartain. Oh God, Jesus, all that shite. But he survived. We know he survived. So he might be telling Laurie, look, this is how we caught him after what happened. I remember that night. It could be his flashback there. Could be. I don't know. But the flashback to Michael Myers as a kid. Now, who's coming out with that one? Whose memory is that? I mean, it's pretty certain it can't be Michael. I don't think we're going to get any internal monologue from him, any internal thoughts. That really wouldn't go. And it would take some balls of steel to make that really work. But, it'd be interesting. The whole thing about he's transcending. And we know that in Halloween Ends, this one is the bloodbath. This is the campaign. He's at his zenith of his powers. He's right, look, you've all got in my way. I'm going back home. How many nights have I tried to go back home and you've got in my way? Well, I'm going home this time. And we know this film definitely ends in the Myers house. And we see it in the trailer. We see carnage on the inside, and we see the outside of the Myers house. So he's cutting through everybody in an absolute rage. He's at the height of his powers, even though there's bits of his body are missing. But he's at the height of his powers, and he's going to cut through Haddonfield like a butcher knife through butter. And so then the transcendence. What's going to happen then? The final meeting with Laurie for Halloween Ends, and we know that film is going to be probably more emotional and much more personal sort of affair. There won't be as high a body count. This is the body count is in this one. The carnage is in this one. There's going to be some in the final one, of course there is. You can't have it without that, can you? They're not going to sit down and play chess, are they? You know, like Max von Sydow and Death, you know, in The Seventh Seal, to bargain for each other's soul and fate. No. It's going to be a battle royale, isn't it? I hope so, anyway. So other people are going to get chopped up in Halloween Ends. But there's a great bunch of people in this. You know, all the returning cast. You know, we know Nancy Stevens as Nurse Marion is going to off it. We know that. But you've got Lee Brackett who's back. We don't know what happens to him. Will Patton's back. We don't know how that's going to end. Karen, obviously, Alison. But you've got Lonnie, Tommy, Lindsay. So, and they're not all going to make it, are they? No way on earth. And no. I was going. I almost said something about the baseball bat there. No. I didn't say nothing about a baseball bat, did I? You know, on the TV commercial, they're all doing that. But when I ask them to do something, they're just like. Anyway, folks, let me know what you thought about that trailer. And are you still really amped up for Halloween Kills on Peacock or at theatres? It's up to you now. And despite all Rotten Tomatoes, yeah, fuck you, Rotten Tomatoes, and the critics who probably aren't into horror movies, so who cares what you thought? I read so many great reviews, then I read so many bad reviews, and then because this is what you get, it kind of, you know, the initial people coming out, wow, they're the fans, whoa, Jesus, that was great, you know, the Venice Film Festival, oh, I couldn't believe it, wow, it is everything I ever wanted from a Halloween movie. And then people afterwards, like later on that evening after the showing, like, or the next morning, well, actually, in the cold light of day, it's shit, you know. And then you got the critics coming out with their rhetoric and but you, me, these guys are massive die-hard Michael Myers fans, so we're looking forward to this. And from everything that I wanted to hear about this movie, I've heard, and all the bad things I've heard about it aren't bad as far as I'm concerned. They only enhance it. Oh, it's relentlessly violent, it's brutal, there's no story, it's just a body count. Yeah. Michael Myers, he's a murdering behemoth. Yes, you know. Nothing wrong in my book there. So, anyway, folks, comment below. Let me know what you think about that trailer. And what do you think about the little split screen thing that I've got going on this camera? I'm still finding new things on this camera. And I know right now, the contrast is going kind of crazy. Hey, you know, but it's all part of the fun. If I do film mode where it's ultra widescreen, then it doesn't do that. But if I'm up close like this, then it kind of like messes around. Plus, it's now it's evening time, so the lighting is just shit. Anyway, so much for all the technical jargon there. But Halloween Kills is, well, it's really, really close now, isn't it? I'm going to Flix to see it, but I do, because we can get Peacock, so I'm going to be watching it again and again and again. I hope I am, anyway. I hope I don't just go like, oh. Like after Halloween 2018, I was initially massively disappointed. Well, I still am disappointed with it. It's got moments of merit, but it's also got too much moments of just stupidity. But I think they might get it right with this one. I really do. If it's just a linear cut and thrust narrative of absolute bloodletting and a rising crescendo of violence, I'm on board for that. And with this music playing and Michael rampaging round, the next turn, there's 3 more victims. Then you've got people coming at him, but he's going to take them out. The baseball bat coming out. Still talking about the baseball bat. Oh. No, it's going to be great. Anyway, folks, please, in the meantime, and this feverishly anticipatory in-between time, please keep it Kilted, keep it Celtic. And we're all going to see you later. Make a shape pumpkin shape.